If any one man involved with New Zealand country music knows the ins and outs of producing a live stage show, it's Bernie Eva. Whether it's backstage, front of house, rehearsals, sound and lighting checks, this is Bernie's territory. This is the space that he loves to prowl, making certain that every little last detail is in place for a successful show. What drives Bernie is first, his love of country music, and second, his desire to see new young talent get their chance in front of a new audience. That's the reason the Community Channel has joined a sellout crowd at the Founders Theatre in Hamilton to witness the first ever National Country Music Awards. The new awards have sprung from the desire to recognise and thank the legends of the business, and at the same time promote and introduce the next batch of young country stars. The format of the awards has the newcomers in the first half, the legends in the second half, followed by the awards. Backstage, just before the show began, we cornered Bernie in dressing room number 1 to find out about that love of country music.
I've always enjoyed country music, right from a kid. I can still remember when my parents bought their first radiogram, and it was an old wooden La Gloria, and they got 2 free LPs with it. And it was Cole Wilson and the Tumbleweeds. Don't ask me why, but I've always been a country sort of person, and the music appealed to me. But there's such incredible people around country music. They're very genuine people. It's a very clean form of music. You know, there's, hey, we kick our heels up, we have a few beers and so forth, but it is very much family entertainment.
Bernie's promotional vehicle is Kiwi Pro-Am Country Music, which promotes newcomers in the country music industry. Bernie's co-promoter in these inaugural awards is concert promoter and guitarist Gray Bartlett. Gray has tirelessly promoted country music and the legends through his company Pacific Entertainment. Working together, their new concept is simply this: legends helping the newcomers. Gray is a little bit baffled that the country's airways refuse to play the music that has the biggest ticket sales and the biggest CD sales.
Well, country music, of course, has always had a rather quiet media presence, but in terms of today, it's really the #1 selling music of any genre. It's quite amazing, especially with ticket sales, live performances, not so much records, of course, because record companies aren't releasing and putting out a lot of that sort of product. But it's quite fascinating to see the number of New Zealanders who vote with their feet and attend all the major concerts. And we've had like 5 years of great success. That's why tonight we want to reflect on the success of the Patsy Riggers, the Brennan Durgans, the Jodie Vaughns, the Suzanne Prentices, etc., etc., etc. of country music in New Zealand, who have sold multi-millions of records.
But I do love you. You keep me believing that you love me too, and I know it's true. This love drives us crazy. Nobody's walking away. So I guess we'll have to do it the hard way.
A magic performance from 2 new country artists, Melissa Daisley and Paul Chaplin, and precisely the reason for these new awards. Introducing a new audience for these talented newcomers on a professional stage alongside the legends. This was the purpose behind these first ever National Country Music Awards. The ongoing worry has to be, if young talent like this can't get through to mainstream audiences, what might happen to the country music industry here in New Zealand.
If we're not careful, we're going to end up with a big gap there. And without the support of the likes of you guys, so television, radio, print media and so forth, these new ones that are coming through are going to struggle. So this is our major attempt to give them that exposure and let the public know what new country is all about.
Do it the hard way.
But that train keeps on moving on down San Antonio. When I
Brendan Dugan, one of country music's legends and no stranger to countless dressing rooms throughout his career, mentioned his concern at the lack of exposure for the new talent coming through.
The talent we have here is just incredible, and if we don't have these awards, these kids don't go places. I've been around going towards 40 years now, and I still haven't seen much competition come from behind me, and that's sad. So we're only going to hope that it's all going to happen.
What has country music done for Brendan Dugan?
What a living it's given me. I've travelled the world. I've been to America something like 15 times. I've toured Asia, I've toured everywhere. It's been a fantastic, and it could have been a lot better if I wanted it to be, but I've always been a Kiwi boy and always wanted to live here in New Zealand, so that's why I do what I do, and that's why I stay here. I had plenty of opportunities to go and stay, particularly in America, and give it a go. But after 4 or 5 weeks in the States, I just want to come home. That's my lot.
There is some wonderful new talent on the show tonight that deserves to make that breakthrough. What holds them back in this country?
Because there's something really funny going on in New Zealand. It's the only country, I've just been away overseas again, and of course all other countries tend to give this lovely balanced approach to the music genres, and you get country music stars, jazz stars, adult contemporary, along with all the younger pop stars as well. But there's a nice balance of all that. But New Zealand tends to feature very heavily in just young people's music, and quite frankly it's not the music that's selling, and record companies, if you ask them what their main staple diet is for sales and what keeps them going, they will tell you absolutely it's adult contemporary music, which is the middle of the road type music.
What can be done about this musical imbalance on our airwaves? Well, it's not something that can be changed overnight, but Bernie and Gray have set themselves this long-term objective: change the way our national media sees country music and get us more in line with the way the rest of the world sees country.
What I would really like to see is a fully professional country music award for the professionals for their services to the industry. But it would also give us the opportunity, hopefully, to bring some of our big stars home from Australia, America. And we do have some over there doing very well, because a lot of people in New Zealand still don't realise Keith Urban, who is the current American Country Entertainer of the Year, was born in Monterey. So, hey, we got it. We just got to expose it, present it in a correct manner. I don't mind losing our artists to overseas, but I love to get them home every now and then and recognise them.
As well as the awards, any other targets you'd like to be working towards?
If we can get one of these artists to become a full-time successful professional entertainer, we've done our job. We're trying to breed into them that sharing is better than taking or doing it selfishly. And I think the legends are now starting to show that, is that they realise also, I believe, that they need to share their experience to bring the young ones through. I just want a successful night tonight, and if I can see one of them go through and become a professional in the next 5, 10 years and be a successful star and become a legend, like some of the legends we have on our show tonight, we've succeeded.
Well, Bernie, the dream has come true. An exciting lineup, a great show, and the presentation of the inaugural awards here at the Founders Theatre in Hamilton. It's a great start for the industry. The first rung on the ladder, a great inauguration, and now the building of these annual awards over the next few years. There had to be a first Oscar night, and so it is with the first ever National Country Music Awards. And a special thanks to the team working with Bernie, the Hamilton City Council, the Founders Theatre, Mitre 10, Aaron Court Motorin, and Classic Hits Hamilton. From the sound, the lighting, makeup, backstage, management, security, the orchestra, the artist. In fact, too many fantastic helpers, supporters and volunteers to mention in this short program, but who all made this show possible.